Another Brick fan here with a look at a collectible minifigure series. This is the Lego Batman Movie Series 2. This is set 71020, was released in January 2018, has 131 pieces, 20 minifigures, and cost about $4 per blind bag. This means an entire set would have cost you about $80 if you were to find all of these figures on your first try. This is the second collectible minifigure series for the Lego Batman movie. So many great characters in this series. You have Harley Quinn and Alfred that are in kind of a party or a disco outfits. That's from the scene with the end credits, which I think look really great. There are two different Batmans in this, both with an aquatic theme. So you have the Mermaid Batman there in the front, and then a lifeguard style Batman with a dolphin in the back there. I really like the Joker minifigure. I think that looks really good in his vacation outfit with a Hawaiian shirt. Looks very good. The inclusion of these Wonder Twins is pretty interesting. I remember them from the cartoon series, from the Justice League cartoons back in the 80s. So reaching back a ways to get the Wonder Twins there. And then on the back row, I really like this Jor-El figure. I think that is a good looking figure. I really like that white hairpiece, and then that shoulder piece is very substantial, and it has that nice printed Superman tile there on the front. Let's take a look at each of these minifigures individually. Our first two minifigs are Disco Harley Quinn and Disco Alfred. These were seen at the end of the movie in the Friends Are Family song, and everybody was dressed up for a party. Just before we get into the minifigures, I want to point out these base plates that are used, and they all have the Batman symbol or the bat symbol on them, which I think is kind of a cool touch. It's the only plates that I've seen from the collectible miniseries I've got that have any kind of printing on the base, on the stands. Anyway, getting into this, they both have a very white color palette, as you can see, white and gold with some black. Alfred is holding a guitar piece in red and white, which looks really good. Let's get that out of the way. Starting with Harley Quinn, she has this nice skirt piece. She also has roller skates in one gold, one silver, which is pretty cool. Plain white legs, but nice printing here with the silver dots and then a big gold tie there. I really like this hair piece. Black and red, looks very good. And then of course she's got a winking expression there. Alfred is sporting some really nice sunglasses with a gold coloring on them. Of course his white bow tie here. And then he also has the silver and gold printing on his white torso. Plain white legs down below. Moving around these figures, you see that both have some silver printing there. And this nice waistcoat, which has the metallic silver in it as well. You can see Harley's skirt piece here, and then the nice printing on the back with the silver here, and then here's the tails, of course, on Alfred. Harley does have an alternate face. There you go. With her, looks like a tongue sticking out there. Pretty nice. Alfred has this really cool hair piece that I like a lot, with the bald head and then the gray around. Of course, no alternate face for Alfred. You see on the sides, both arms are printed. Next up, we have Clock King and Professor Hugo Strange. The Clock King has this nice green cape here. He's carrying a couple of spear pieces. I like the clock head they have here. Of course, all zeros around it. Kind of interesting. Then the clock printed torso and legs. He's wearing kind of an outside green shorts here. Then there's a tie in the front that's supposed to indicate that the cape is tied around him there. Dr. Hugo Strange has these nice vials, which I think look good in the purple and green. His printing is pretty plain with just the white, although a dual molded leg with the black on the bottom. He's got kind of an ID card here, and then looks like his lab outfit here buttons way far on his left side. He has this good beard piece, and then a nice stern expression here. A bald head I would have liked to see in a smooth piece like we got with Alfred, but I suppose this is okay. Moving around the figures, you see that our Clock King has some printing on his arms that include more of the clocks that he has. No alternate face, obviously, on Hugo Strange. The back of the clock shows a few gears, which I think is kind of a cool touch. No printing on the back of the Clock King, since it is all covered up by the cape. And then once again, the other arm has those clocks printed, as well as clocks being printed all the way down the legs. Next up, we have Mermaid Batman and Swimming Pool Batman. Two very nice Batman figures. Swimming Pool Batman also comes with this very nice light blue dolphin. A good mold of a dolphin swimming with just a little bit of printing for the eye there, and that's on both sides of the dolphin. Swimming Pool Batman also comes with this life preserver piece. And then, of course, Mermaid Batman comes with a trident. I like the printing on Mermaid Batman with the scales here. He's still wearing his utility belt and, interestingly, wearing some seashells on his chest there. Swimming Pool Batman is wearing this nice bat speedo with the gold Batman logo there on the left-hand side. You can see his rock-hard abs here and the printing, and then his cowl has this goggles piece on it, which looks good. Both have a very smiling expression here. And of course, the printing there for the bat cowl eyes to go through on their foreheads. Moving around the figures. You see pretty much the same back printing, except that Mermaid Batman has the utility belt on still. No alternate expressions for these figures. Next up, we have Tropical Joker and Vacation Robin. Tropical Joker has a popsicle here. He has a camera, so it's like he's out vacationing. This life preserver piece just fits in between his torso and legs. It's a very nice rubber ducky life preserver with a patch, it looks like, on it. A good piece, a little tail in the back as well. He's got this very big toothy grin, wearing some sunglasses. Always like the hair pieces they use for Joker. This nice blue Hawaiian shirt, purple shorts, and it looks like he's wearing sandals based on the printing here in the front of his feet. Robin is holding an ice cream cone and also a boom box done in black with this nice gold printing. He's wearing a rubber duck button-up shirt and then some green swim trunks with his little Robin logo down here on the bottom. Robin's eyes or goggles here are molded into the headpiece, so underneath you can see his expression here with some regular minifigure eyes. If you look inside, this is a dual molded hairpiece with black for the goggles and then the brown hair. Moving to the side, you see both of them do have arm printing with the short sleeve shirt on both of them, and then looks like some card tattoos. There's a club and a heart there on the Joker's arm. Moving around back, we continue the nice printing of Robin's duck shirt and the Hawaiian shirt worn by the Joker. Both legs are dual molded. Joker has Looks like the same expression. Maybe a slightly different grin on his face. And then no alternate expression for Robin. The Joker finishes off his cards here with the diamonds and spades on his other arm. Two very good figures. Next up is Vacation Batgirl and Vacation Alfred. You can see Batgirl has her surfboard here with the Batgirl logo in yellow and purple on top. Alfred has a drink in his hand and then some cherries. You can put a cherry in his drink if he'd like. It looks like Batgirl is wearing a suit, like a wetsuit here. Of course, branded with her Batgirl logo. And she's wearing the utility belt, which is a waist piece that fits in between the torso and legs. She has her purple cowl here. And you can see that her face is printed on a purple Lego minifigure headpiece, which is kind of interesting. I think they did a good job of getting the skin tone matching there. The cowl has a ponytail that comes out of the back. Alfred is in this old-time swimsuit. Notice he's still wearing his bow tie, which I think is nice. Has his reading glasses on. The same hairpiece as we saw with the disco or Friends Are Family style Alfred. As we move around, you see that ponytail for Batgirl, the printed arms for short sleeves on both of them. And you can see on the back of Batgirl here, there's that zipper for the wetsuit that she's wearing. Alfred's got the continued striping here on the back. No alternate face for either one of these, although they do both have dual molded legs. Once again, the arms have that short sleeve printing. And now back to the front. Next up we have Soccer Mom Batgirl and Killer Moth. I believe this is not Batgirl herself, but a fan of Batgirl. She has this kind of money piece, it looks like, with a bat symbol on it. She does have some very nice printing here. Down here it says #1 Bat fan on one leg and some stripes on the other leg. She's wearing the Bat belt and the Batman Fan Club t-shirt, it looks like. She has a cape and a cowl. Cowl has the bat symbol on here, and it looks like she has put makeup on her face to make a bat symbol around her eyes. Killer Moth here has a futuristic laser pistol, which we've seen quite a few times with the aliens. You got the Killer Moth logo, this purple torso piece. He is wearing some wings in the back here. A nice printing there on his legs. I like the headpiece here, which is done. His head is actually done in this same lime green color, and then all the printing, including that little spot where his mouth, where the flesh color looks pretty good. Not always the case, but there's this nice little helmet piece with antenna on it. On the sides, we see that our Soccer Mom Batgirl here has some striping on the arm here. And then as we move around to the back, you'll see the Killer Moth's wings. Underneath these is some printing there with the stripe for his belt. There's an alternate face for our Soccer Mom. No alternate face for Killer Moth. On the other side, you'll see that Soccer Mom has #1 Bat fan on this arm, which I think is a good touch. It's kind of the opposite of what is printed on her legs. So two more very nice figures here. Moving on to the Wonder Twins, we have Jana. We have Jana the girl on the left and Zan The boy on the right, they have the same legs here, the same capes, I believe the same hair pieces as well. So the only difference is the torso. So we have a J for Jana here and a Z for Zan on him. And then Jana's carrying this record piece. Zan is carrying a water bucket where he actually has a printed piece inside. You can see there's a face there in the water bucket if I get the angle just right, which is kind of a cool feature. Moving around, you get a better look at these hair pieces that have an ear here. So an elf kind of pointed ear look for both of these characters. They have small cape pieces, and they do have the prints on the arms for short sleeves, and then the purple, or then a lighter and darker purple on their arms. The legs look like they're dual molded as well. So there's slightly different printing here on the backs for each of these figures. Very short capes, as I mentioned. No alternate faces for either one. Next up we have Apache Chief and Jor-El. Apache Chief is carrying this 1x3 tile, which looks like a strip that you get out of a photo booth. Jor-El has a crystal piece here. He also has this round tile with the Superman logo on it. I really like this shoulder piece that he's got. Very complex, large shoulder piece. His face is really good with a beard that has kind of white and gray on it, as well as this nice hairpiece done in all white. Apache Chief has this very long hair, and it's done in a solid hairpiece here with a red band around it. Good printing of his vest here. You can see his abs underneath there, and the printing continues all the way down his legs, which I think is good. Jor-El is on top of a standard 2x2 slope piece, not the newer kind of apron, not the newer skirt or robe type piece that we've seen in other sets. There is a little bit of printing here for wristbands on our Apache Chief. You see that printing for his legs goes around the middle there. On the back, you can see no printing on the back of this piece. As I said, the newer pieces are rounded down here on the bottom. This is just pretty much a standard 2x2 slope. There is no printing back behind this big, large piece here. No alternate expression on either one of these figures, as you can see. But I do really like how the printing is very continuous all the way down the figure. Next up we have General Zod and Dr. Phosphorus. A couple of villains. General Zod is carrying a newspaper piece printed on this 2x2 tile. The Gotham Gazette has a headline about Zod, so we're all supposed to kneel before Zod, it looks like. Dr. Phosphorus has a couple of flame pieces in this yellow-green color. Good robe look here for Dr. Zod, and then the printing goes down along his legs very well here. It looks very continuous. Dr. Phosphorus has these blue shorts, and the rest of him is done in this kind of lime green with a bunch of black printing. No hairpiece, of course, for him. There's a nice receding hairline here on General Zod. Some scarring on his face. Moving around the figures, you see they both have some arm printing. Here, some more skeleton look for Dr. Phosphorus, and then a wrist print on General Zod. Here's Zod's symbol in the back. much like the Superman symbol, although it's a Z instead of a S. He does have an alternate expression. It looks like his heat vision activated, kind of like what Superman has. More skeleton printing on Dr. Phosphorus here. Similar arm prints, more skeleton printing, of course, on Dr. Phosphorus. Our last two figures are Black Canary and Black Vulcan. Black Canary has a microphone stand with a microphone here. And then Black Vulcan is carrying these yellow lightning pieces. I like the printing here for Black Canary. It looks like she has this light blue coat over the top of a darker navy looking shirt, and then that goes down to some, looks like fishnet stockings on the bottom. Good neutral expression on her face. This very blonde hairpiece that goes over one shoulder looks really good. Black Vulcan has the yellow boots, and then it looks like shorts or tights that he's wearing. And then the nice abs and the good printing here on his torso. He has a mask over his eyes and then a little expression there on his face. The helmet looks really good. Goes over the top and it just fits on top. It doesn't go all the way down the sides of his head, as you can see here. Not like a normal helmet, it's more like a cap piece. You can see there is some more printing on the legs of Black Canary as well. Dual molded legs for Black Vulcan. Black Canary has an alternate expression where she's yelling, perhaps, because her superpower, of course, is in her voice. No alternate expression for Black Vulcan. More side printing there for Black Canary. There's a close look at all 20 minifigures. Let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Overall, a really nice set of minifigures. I think they did a really good job, and it's always nice to get 20 of them in a series, which seems to be the norm for a lot of the movie series that they come out with. I like the fact that there's a couple of different Batmans, a couple of different Alfreds as well. Some of our Justice League characters are in here as well, so that was nice to see some of them. And I really do like the vacation outfits that a lot of these characters are wearing. So I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this minifigure series. I'm going to get started on my next video. Until then, happy building! If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to see more of my content. I've left a link to my collectible minifigure playlist up here on the screen.